Hello everyone, welcome to another interesting session on SAP product costing. Today we are going to look at a planned activity rate, how we will book the planned costs, and let's say I'll keep him here. Okay, Mr. Avatar, you please remain here. Okay, planned activity rate. Okay, and how we are going to quantify different activities. Okay, let me go back. So the prerequisites is you should have a cost center. Ensure cost center is assigned to splitting structure. Right, I'm not going to do the splitting structure now. Okay, so I'll remove this to ensure activity types are created. The splitting structure, I have a separate session. Let me remove it from here. Okay, so I'll remove this. So I will not assign anything to the splitting structure today because that is a separate session which I will show you. Many people do not understand the concept of splitting structure, why we have splitting structure, how we can make use of it. Okay, so that's why I made a separate session on that one. So first step is we will enter planned activity quantity, then we will enter planned activity cost. Then once we enter the activity cost, we check the cost report. Then we will come back and check compute planned activity splitting. Again, this activity is not there because splitting we will do it separately. Okay, right. And then we will compute planned activity rates and check cost report. So these are the activities we will see today, and we have certain hours here. So let's see what are the calculations we have here. So what we are saying is that, so during this month we will have labor activity. Okay, we will have an annual labor hours of 36,000 hours. Okay, so the cost for that fixed cost is 576,000 and variable cost is 144,000. So the total cost come to 7,20,000. So if you divide 720,000 with the number of activity hours you have planned, you should get rate as 10. Similarly, machine hours, you are expecting the fixed cost to be 480,000, variable cost to be 120,000. So monthly you are expecting $50,000, which is a bit huge. So what I can do is that I can reduce the zeros here and make it a little more lesser for our example, or else I'll have to do lot more orders. So when I actually load these numbers, I will show it to you. So let me just change certain values here. 576,000, so I'll make it 57,600. And I'll make this 14,400. Yeah, rest of it everything remains same. So this way the 720,000 becomes 72,000. That's all. And the rate comes to per 2 hours, $2 per hour. Right, $2 per hour is the labor hour rate. Machine hours is showing as 10. Instead of that, what I will do, I'll give it as 30,000 hours. Okay, and I will reduce this 48,000 hours and I'll make it 12,000 hours. So it becomes 60,000 hours. So machine 60 by 30, again it comes to 2. So I'll make it 2 here. Okay, or yeah, that's fine, 6,000. So let's say 30,000 hours of machine and 60,000 is the cost. So you get 2 per dollar. Then we are coming to power. Power, we are saying the total cost will be 22,500 and we are going to consume 15,000 units of power, kilowatts of power. So we are getting $1.5 per kilowatt. Then we are talking about fuel. Fuel, we are saying that it is right, we will consume 14,400 liters of fuel. Okay, we can say that, let's say I will put it as 7,200. So I'll say 21,600. So this way I'll get 21,600 is the cost. Okay, per liter of fuel cost me $3, right? 21,600. Then repairs and maintenance, I'm saying it is $1 per hour. I am estimating it in hours. And then here quality cost, again I am giving 9,600. So instead of 9,600, let's say 4,800, I'll give it as 7,200. 7,200, and I will calculate this and show it to you. So our activities are not K, instead it is B. We have computed B. So again B, these are the activities which we created. Please check the previous session that I have created. There you will find how to create activity. It's very important you know how the activities are connected to secondary cost element. But whereas we are booking our planned cost to primary cost elements. So very important. Let me write here primary cost elements. See, four series are the primary cost elements, but these activities are connected to a secondary cost element, which you might see in my you can see in my previous class on this particular topic. Okay, where I have shown you how to create activity types, right? So let me go into the system, but okay, instead of showing the screenshots here, I will directly show it to you in the system. Okay, let me go to the SAP. Okay, here let me just check whether I have a cost center /n OKEON. I usually like to use OKEON. Okay, B100 is the controlling area. Do I have any uh, cost centers? Right, I do have a cost center. Let me copy it and make another one for you. Create one GB. I will make it as GB001. So I am in BB10 and I will make it GB. Instead of 2 I will make it 1. Okay, so it is effective from 1/1/2024. Name is let's see whether I have name BB10 Group B Cost Center 1. Okay, this is the name of the description. I am entering the description. Okay, then who is the person responsible for this? I say person responsible is Louis Water. Cost center category, I'll say this is relevant to production. So if I go to production here, so I'll say production. Okay, organization, okay, functional area will be ignored, which is fine. So profit center I have created as BB10PC01, I believe BB10PC01 is here. Okay, done. So I have BB10PC01, I will save it. So I'm going to use this BB10GB001, right, as the cost center in which I am going to enter the cost. But now I will open the cost report, which is a very important report. You should know this report, how this report functions. Okay, S underscore ALR underscore 87013601. Okay, so I have given here 87013601. Okay, this is the report. It's bit slow. Yeah. So here I will select my controlling area as B100. I'll say period is 2024, and now I'll select this is a different report for cost element report. So what is 3611? So by mistake I have entered 3601. So let me enter 3611. Okay. 8701 3611 is the report, the cost report. Now if I go to the cost center, you will not find any values because I have not entered any quantity or anything as such. BB10 GB0001. Okay, if I go to this cost center, you will not find any values. There are no values, right? Because I have not done anything. So in another screen, I will now open KP26. Okay, KP26 is for activity quantity. For all your internal activities, you are going to enter the quantity. So what I will do here is 0 from period 1 to 12 2024. What is my cost center? My cost center is BB10 GB01. BB10 GB001. So here it is. Let me say BB10 GB002. I'll change it to 1. Okay. What activities do I want to enter the cost? I want to enter the quantities from B101 to 104. If I give the group here, let's say I have created a group B100 activity or something. Let me just search the activity group. So I have created a group, okay, B100 activity. Select form based. If I say free based, so you will get a screen of this kind. You have to enter all the activities. But I wanted it to pre-populate. Oh, unfortunately, it is come out. So let me show you the path also. Controlling, cost center, accounting, planning. In planning activity, okay, KP26. This is the T code. Okay. Now I'll select form based. All the other values are already populated here. So what I will do is that I will execute this. Errors occurred during testing for field activity type. Let's check what is the error. Okay, errors occurred during testing for field activity type. So the SAP system could not determine any valid characteristic values in the planning period for the characteristic activity type. Extras, error log, master data. Let's just check extras, error log, master data. Okay, activity type B101 is not supported for period 1 to 3. Okay, it says I cannot plan for period 1 to 3. So if I go to the activity type, let me open another screen, KL02. Okay, let me check the first activity B101. Okay, now if I see here, it is all, everything is fine, but valid from date is 104. So that is the reason it is disallowing me to plan for January, February, December, March. So there is no way I can change this, because I can go to the backend table and change it. I would not prefer doing that, but let's plan only for 9 months. Okay, 4 to 12. That's a bit unfortunate. Let me just check indicators. Can I change this? No, I cannot change the header. Neither can I delete this. Let's see activity type. Let's see if I can delete it, and I will recreate it. I would prefer to have something for which I can plan all the 12 months. Let me check if I can do that. Okay, activity type, test run. Okay, I do not want to damage anything, so valid from 1.4. Let's execute and see. Labor activity, test run. The following objects can be deleted. So let me see if I can delete it and recreate it. So I don't want to do background processing. So I'll say I want to delete activity type B101. So now it has deleted. Let me recreate it. Okay, let me recreate it, but I'll recreate it effective from Jan. So I'll go here /n KL01. Okay, I would not say 4, I will rather say 1. Okay, this is the main change. So it is labor activity, again labor activity cost. So activity unit is activity units, we are going to give it in hours, and I am making this applicable for all cost center categories, not just for production, management, marketing, but for any category you can use this activity. So here allocation default value, please enter 1, manual allocation, manual entry, manual allocation, and then price indicator for plan is 1, and price indicator for actuals is 5. So I will show you the KSBT report where you will be able to see the plan and actuals. So what you have now got is from effective from 1/1/2024, you can do that one. So for B10, okay, you must specify a cost element. Very true. 943,001 is the secondary cost element. See, here we are not giving primary cost element. You have to remember that we are giving the secondary cost element here. So enter, done. Activity has been created. Now I have to go and delete the other activities which are also effective from April 1st and make them Jan 1st onwards. KL04 is the T code for deleting activity. So I'll delete B102. So it looks like I can only do one at a time. B102, I am deleting it. Okay, back B103. So it will be a good exercise for you that you are able to see this activity once again. So execute it, B103. Why am I doing this? Because I would like to plan from Jan, the beginning of the Jan. B104. Okay, execute. So do you want to delete this activity? So it says the objects were deleted. Back B105. Do you want to delete it? Yes, I have deleted it. Then B106. Okay, B106. Enter. Yes. Okay, deleted. Now I'll go back and recreate them. KL01. Okay. Now I want to create BL102. Okay. B102 I am going to create. I will copy from another controlling area B. I'll say T102. Copy it from controlling area T100. So that way I don't have to copy all the descriptions. Everything gets populated for me, machine cost, etc. Date is 1/1/2024. I simply have to say save. Now I'll do B103. Again, I'll make use of the activity which I have created in the controlling area T100. So say enter. These are for power costs. So power costs, the activity unit is kilowatts. The allocation cost element is 003. Very, very important. You need to understand this particular part here. Save. Then go to 4. Okay. Okay. 4. And here it is, controlling area is T100. And this is fuel cost. Everything is correct. Save. Then go to 5. 5. So 5 again, it is repairs and maintenance. I am copying it. The activity secondary cost element is correct. It is effective from 1/1/2024. Save. Then 6. 6 I am going to copy again from T106. Okay, and controlling area is T100. Enter. Okay, save. So now the activity types are ready. Activity types are ready. So now I can do the planning from period 1 to 12. Okay, for this cost center for all these activity types, but I will not do the planning for 105 and 106 here. So remember that I will create a common repairs and quality workshop. So BB101, give here. Okay, errors occurred. Okay, let me redo the screen again. /n KL01. Okay, so here activity type, no, KL01, KP26, KP26, enter KP26. Now click on overview screen. Now it allows you to enter your quantity. What are my quantities here? So if I go to Excel, I can directly copy paste them. I have planned certain quantities, right? So I have taken KP26, certain values. I just had done some values. Was it in PowerPoint? Yeah, it's in PowerPoint. 36,000 hours, 30,000 hours, 15,000 hours, 7,000 hours. So let me just copy these. Okay, I'll make an Excel out of it. Okay, so this is the activity pricing. Now we are going to do for BB10, GB 0001. Okay, okay. So this will also be BB10 GB 0001. Okay, this I will bring it through splitting structure. I'll not show it to you now. So let us plan for some hours, whatever I have given. The activities here is, it is not T1. So control H T1 with B1. Replace. Okay, done. So B104 labor machine. So I'm going to do the activities in primary cost element. So remember that it is primary cost element. Okay. This is 310. This is 320. 330, 340. So let me see what are the hours I have given. This is the quantity, right? So quantity per hour I have given 36,000, 30,000. So I should give here 36,000 hours, 30,000 hours, and this is 15,000 and 7,200. 15,000 and 7,200 hours. Okay. So the cost, I'll come to cost later. Okay. I'm not giving any cost here. Fair enough. So these rows, okay, this is for template allocation. I will do it later. Let's me just fill these values, these 4 values: 36,000, 30,000, 15,000 and 7,200. Okay, I'll just copy paste here. 36,000, 30,000, 15,000, 7,000. Click enter. I am not going to do repairs here because for repairs I have a separate cost center. In every production cost center, I don't want to have a repair. I want to have one common repair workshop, right? So B105 and 106, I'll keep it as a separate cost center. So here, now select one of these rows where you have entered values and click on this button here on the left top. You see a period screen, or select F6. It should have distributed your values to each of these months. 2,500 is the distribution. Go back. Why is it distributing on this ratio? Because here you would have given 2, 2 indicates equal distribution. See, 2 means distribution as before. So you can give 2, so it will distribute this way, right? So that way you have, it has distributed all of these values by divided by 12 periods. Just save, click on save. Okay, once you save, again go to the cost report. Even now you will not find any data in cost center report. Okay, go to the cost center report, say execute. It says there is no data. No, okay. Now at least you have got 943 series here, but with no data, right? Only 4 rows you have got. You have not got any activities here, right? Have you got any activities? No. But what you have got here is planned activity. See, 36,000 is your planned activity, 30,000 is the planned activity, 15,000 for power. For fuel, it is 7,200, right? Okay, good. Now go back. Now we will enter the value, that is how much it costs us per annum. For that, the entry is slash and KP06. KP06. So this cost center, this is always done in association with the activity type. So there are two types of planning you do: activity dependent, activity independent. I will repeat it: activity dependent, activity independent. In activity dependent, you enter both activity as well as the cost element, right? So activity dependent, what do I have? B101 and B104. I am going to enter it for 4 of the activities. So I don't need the group here. And my cost elements for these are 401, 4 zeros, and I believe it is 310. It is. So I will search here. So yeah, my chart of accounts is B100. So when I search here, so you can see 400, 310 is salaries, right? 320 is machine, 330 is power cost, fuel is 340. So I'll enter the maximum range. Okay, do not get confused. So remember this hard and fast rule: for activity dependent, you enter both activity type as well as cost element. For activity independent, like stationary cost, it is not directly incidental to the production. It is activity independent. It is not a production activity. Staff welfare, security expenses, telephone expenses, internet expenses, all these are independent of your production activity, which you will enter without activity type. But for now, I am executing the activity type because I am showing you planned activity rate. So I am going to enter these values and I go here. Okay. Okay. Now 310 is associated with B101. Okay. So the fixed cost that we selected was, let me go to the Excel. Was it the PowerPoint? Yeah, in PowerPoint I have entered these costs, so I'll enter it here. So let me copy it to my Excel, the top 4. I should have my Excel somewhere here. Yeah, so I'll copy it here. No, it is not copied. Okay, no problem. I'll just manually enter them in my Excel. So it was 57,600, 14,400, 57,600, 14,400. Then you have 48,000. Then you have 12,000 here. Then 15,000, you have 22,500. So I can give 15,000 here, and 7,500 I'll give as variable. And for this 7,200, I'll give it as 14,400. Or 10,300. I'll make it only fixed cost. Okay, so these are the values which I need to get. Okay, so let me just copy this, and if I divide it, okay, if I divide it, my rate I should get this way. So my rate should be my cost, total cost, which is this one, 72,000 divided by 36,000. So here I get all the cost. So let me just increase the font size so that it is visible to you, and I will make them in black. Okay, so I should get my machine cost, sorry, labor cost as 2. Okay, machine cost as 2 per hour. It is 0.60 cents per kilowatt, and 1.43. 1.43 seems to be a bit weird. 7,200, 7,000, 3,500. So say 3600. So I'll make this 10,800. 10,800. Okay, there you go, you have got 1.5, and this is 6, which is fine. 15,000, I have given 22,500, so the total is not tallying, so I'll make the total tallying. Let me just give the total. Here it is, the total. So this 72,000 is the total of these two cells here. 60,000 is the total of these two cells here. And 9,000 is the total of these two cells here. 7, this should not be 9,000. So I6 plus J6, 15,000, right? It should be 15,000 plus 7,500, and this is 10,800. Now it tallies. So let me copy this value 57,600 and enter it against my labor activity. So go to Excel 57,600 and check the cost element also. It is against 310. Okay, 57,600 and 14,400. Enter. Okay, if you select this row and click on distribution, check, it's all distributed properly, both fixed cost and variable cost. Okay, and now this is sum 4 series is your primary cost element. Remember that you are doing the planning for, what is the planning you are doing? You are doing it for primary cost element. Now B102 is machine cost, the cost element is 320, so 48,000 and 12,000. 12,000. And then for 330 B103, we said 15,000 is the fixed cost and 7,500 is the variable cost. Now when it comes to B104, that cost element is 340. So you enter entirely 10,800 in the fixed cost. So I'll select this row and check if the distribution has been successful. Yes, the distribution is successful. I can simply save it. Now, when I clicked on save, now you go to the cost report and check what has happened. Okay, I'll go to the cost report, S underscore ALR. In the other screen I have. So this is the previous one. Whatever I have done after the planning quantity has come, just go back here, say yes. Again, rerun this report for the same cost center. Can you see that the primary cost element, you have got the plan cost. You have got the plan cost. But you have not got the values for your secondary cost element which are associated. Now look at the link. These primary cost element, you are posting it against an activity type. That activity type has a secondary cost element, which is this one. So there should be some activity which you do to associate this activity, which I will do it now. Go back to easy access menu. Okay, KSS4 planning aids allocations. Let me just check. So there is a splitting activity. We are not doing splitting activity. We can do the price calculation directly. But let me first associate the values. KSS4 planned values. So here it has given the cost center. I am associating the values. Let me just execute. So there is no update. Okay, leave it. Now come back to price calculation. Okay. Okay. In price calculation, I will have to select a group. Right, I have not created group for each cost center, so I have to take the higher level node. So go here, select the controlling area, search for the node which has the cost center. It is BB10B. Okay, BB10B, say enter. There are no business processes associated. Okay, say enter. Okay, so BB10 related production cost centers, you have got it here. Just do a test run for now, detail list, say execute. Okay, now you look at it, it is bringing the quantity and the price. What is the total price as per my Excel calculation? So the labor cost me 2 per hour, 1.6 is the fixed cost, right? So let me go to the Excel here. Yeah, so this is the Excel. So 2 is the per hour rate and 1.6 is the 1.6 is the rate of the fixed. So 0.4 is visible. Sorry, variable. Then similarly machine cost is 2. So machine cost is also 2. Then you have power cost as 1.5 and this is also 1.5. So 1.5 and 1.5 it tallies. So it is perfectly tallying. So I'll go back. Okay, this was test run. So the cost report will not do anything now. It will not reflect value. Let me just show you cost report even now. So you will not find any values here, but after I execute the run KSPI, there will be an error. The error is because I have not assigned the transaction type in the controlling document numbers. I have consciously left it because during the CO configuration, because I wanted to show you which transaction impacts which activity. Okay. Now let me just go back, show you the cost report, execute it. So again execute it. So now you see these activities have come because you have associated KS S4. So these activities here has come 943 series. Previously it had not come. So your plan value through your activity has now got associated to the 165 300 has come to the secondary cost element. Very, very, very important. Okay. So I'll remove the test run. Okay. Say execute. I'm now executing it. Okay. So it is now executed. Okay. And okay, done. Test run is done. So I have executed it. Where can I go and find the prices? Okay, that would be your question. So now you have seen that these values here, these have come, right? Machine hours was 30,000. Okay. Now I'll show you another transaction where you can go and check these prices. So KP27. KP27 is the T code. Go to KP27. Okay. Cost center, I am only going to give the specific cost center for which I have done planning, that is BB10 GB 0001, correct? And I'm not going to give any cost secondary cost element here. So I have done the planning only for four of them, B101 to 104, executed. So you see the prices here, 1.6, 0.4, 1.6, 0.4, 1, 0.5. In the fuel we have given everything as fixed, so you have got 0.4. There is another report which you can run, which is KSBT. KSBT. Okay. Give your cost center and all the activities B106. Okay. Though we have done no planning for 105, 106, I am showing it to you. Okay. I have not selected any price indicator, just executed. See. So the price indicator, you can see this is the report for price actual versus plan. Now we don't have actuals. When will we have actuals? When we book actual costs. So far we have not booked actual costs. So you see this indicator 1 indicates plan and 5 indicates actuals, right? So you have got this one, right? So this is how we do planned activity rate calculation. This is how we do planned activity rate calculation. Now we will create common cost centers for repairs and quality. We will redo this activity so that you understand how it is associated. Okay. Okay. Let us now uh, go to cost center. Okay. OKEON. What I am saying is I might have multiple work centers, right? I might have multiple work center. One work center where the cleaning process is happening, another work center where the decolorization is happening, another work center where I am welding, another work center where I am assembling, then another work center where I am again painting. So there are different work center. Each work center is associated with a particular cost center, which is what BB10 GB1, BB10 GB2, all of these are there, right? So these are all there. Okay. Now what I will say is BB10 plant has common cost centers also. What I'm saying, BB10 has something called common cost centers, and those costs I will assign it. For example, I'll say BB10 repair cost center. So anybody, whether the welding machine or any other aspect, when it is getting repaired, they will come to this particular repair workshop, and repair workshop costs are assigned on the production order. Production order becomes the cost collector. So let me just create a cost center under this. Can I create? Yeah, create a cost center. So I'll say BB10 repairs workshop, right? Repairs and maintenance. Okay. For this plant, I have a common BB10. Okay. Repairs and maintenance. repairs and maintenance. Okay, and person responsible is Janaki Raman. Okay, so here I can check whether any cost center category is relevant: materials management, logistics, production. So I'll choose it as production. So there is not administration, so I have selected it as F, and I have to give a profit center. So I'll give the same profit center, uh, or I can give a different profit center also, but I'll give the same profit center BB10 PC01. So with this I have created a cost center. Okay, BB10 repman. Now I'll create another cost center for quality. The quality costs are also, so imagine this BB010. Let me change it as the description as, can I change it here? Yeah, let's say I will call it cleaning. BB10 B cost center cleaning. Let's see if cleaning cost center, cleaning cost center is cleaning cost center. Okay. So next one I'll say decolorizing. Okay, let's say there is another one called decolorizing. Decolorizing. Color. Okay, I copy it. Decolorizing. Copy center. Decolorizing cost center. Then I can have one more, which is what I call welding, assembly. We can have all of those. Fixing, packing. So let me just save this. These are production cost centers. These are my common cost center. BB10 is my common cost center. Repman, I'll copy one more as quality. BB10 quality cost. This is a BB10 quality. QUALTY. Okay. Instead of BB10 repairs and maintenance, I'll call it quality. Okay. So instead of Janaki Raman, I'll say he is uh, Naina Boneslaker. Save. Okay. Done. Now for these two cost centers, I am first going to assign certain quantity, right? I'll assign number of hours, right? I'll do. Where will I do the hours? I'll do it in KP26 slash and KP26. Now see this is a separate cost center. The cost of this, first I will associate a rate, and based on that rate I will charge the production process. Okay. So let's say BB10. Now activity type is 105 and 106. Okay, to this cost center I'll say how many hours that I am planning that I'll be no, no, sorry, my mistake, it is not BB10 GB01. So total number of hours, it is BB10 repman, repairs and quality. So first I should QMNOPQR, right? So first I'll give quality and BB10 repman. Okay, I'm giving two cost centers at the same time. Click on this overview button. So here you can see first it is checking for BB10 quality. What will be the repairs cost? What will be the quality cost, right? In BB10, I will associate only the quality, right? Quality will be, let me go to Excel and see quality, how many hours I have given. So some 800 hours I have given. 800 hours, would it be sufficient? 100 hours per month? No, I would say it will be 8,000 hours. So I'll say 8,000 hours per annum. 8,000 hours cannot be divided, right? 72,000. I'll say 8,400 divided by 12. It is easy. And repairs, I will give a little bit more. 10. I'll say 14,400 or 14,400 or 18,000 hours of repairs it will cost. So first I am giving the other way around. So this is 8,400. So first I will take quality, right? Quality is B105. No, I think there is a small mistake here. Okay, quality is 106. So for 106 quality, I'll enter as 8400. This I will enter as 18,000. Okay, now I am in quality, so I'll say 8400 hours. So BB quality is associated with type B106 and I will give 8400. Was it 8400? Yeah, 8400. Say enter. Check whether it got distributed. You should get 700. Done. It is distributed. Now you see the down arrow. When I click down arrow, it goes to the next cost center. So it is Repman. Repman, I said B, it is associated with B105, right? B 18,000. Okay, done. 18,000. And again check whether it is distributed. So it should be 1500 hours distribution. So here you have done. Save. Now we have entered the quantity. Let me just check whether the 105 was indeed quality or was it repairs. 105 was repairs. So 105 I have associated with the repairs cost center. So quality is 106, which is correct. And if I go to down arrow, I get repairs, which is correct. Now let us go to the transaction code KP06 and enter some costs. /n KP06. Okay, so again quality. So now I will do it individually. Okay, I'll show you individually. 0. So first I will enter the sorry, BB10 Repman. Okay, I'll do repairs, which is B105, and the cost element is, I believe, 350. I believe the cost element is 350. Enter. Yeah, it is repairs and maintenance is 350. So I'm doing it individually. B105 is repairs and maintenance. This cost element for the entire year I am doing the budget. Okay, so I'll go back to the Excel. So the Excel, it says what does it say? Here you have repairs. The repairs 18,000. How much does it cost me? It cannot cost 0.10. It should cost at least 1.25 per hour. So I'll say 18,000 is the fixed, and let's say 4,500 is the variable. So this way I'll enter. So 18,000 is the fixed and 4,500 is the variable repair cost. So if I select this one and check whether the distribution has happened, yes, the distribution has happened. Save. Done. Now go back to quality. Okay, so now BB10 QUA quality. The activity type is B106. Okay, now the cost element is, can you guess whether it is activity dependent or activity independent planning? Yes, those who said it is activity dependent, right? You are right, because I am entering the activity type here. You see, activity type I am entering B106 and B401000360. Now here I enter the cost for what do you call, quality. So for quality I will try to make it only fixed. So I'll say 8,400. It costs just $1 per hour. So I go here, enter 8,400. Now check whether the distribution has happened. Check. Okay, now save. Back. There was a cost report, right, which we saw. The cost report, let me see, execute plan price calculation. No, this one. Yeah, now this cost report is BB10GB001, right? I will rather execute for the entire group. Okay, instead of selecting this way, I will say BB10, give me for BB10 group. Okay, it will show me all the cost center groups. Execute. Okay, now if you look at it, for the BB10 common, BB10C, I have repairs, but repairs I have entered planned cost, right? Just now I have entered planned cost. You have seen 22,500 has come here, and the activity is 18,000 hours of activity I have planned. But the secondary cost element has not come because I have so far not yet linked or calculated the prices. Quality, if I see, I have planned 8,400. The hours I have planned is also 8,400, right? So now what I need to do, I have to execute the rate. How do I do that? It is KSPI. So if I come to KSPI, okay, double click here, okay, select the cost center group, the entire group, okay, which is BB10. Under BB10 you have rep man, quality, everything. Do a test run, okay, period is 1 to 12, fiscal year is 2024, execute it. Now you will get the quality and repairs and maintenance, which should be quality is 1 and repairs is 1.25, which is tallying with your Excel. Let me go to the Excel and show it to you. So it is 1 and 1.25. Let me just select the format painter and show it to you. So I hope you are able to see this one. This particular row here, 1.25 is the cost for repairs and maintenance. 1 is the cost for quality. So let me do cost of quality is 1 and cost of repairs is 1.25. I have done only the test run. So at test run level, let's see whether it has brought the 943 series costs. So go back, execute it. So even if I do the test run, it is bringing all the costs here, right? No, just check repairs and maintenance. For repairs and maintenance, it has not yet brought. Why it has not yet brought? Because I have not done the association. Let's now go back. Okay, end price. Do you want to? No, I don't want to post. Remove the test run, execute it. Okay, and now check it. Now it has calculated the rates, right? Which you can go and check in KP26. So does it bring the values? Go back in the cost center report, execute the cost center report again. Okay, check the repairs and maintenance. See, once you do the price calculation, it has associated the secondary cost element and brought those plan values here. It is very important. Let me just show it to you in the PPT again. It is very important that you understand this. So let's say I will duplicate this slide. Okay, it's important that you understand this. Please understand, we do the planning to the primary cost element. We do the planning to the primary cost element, right? So here it is, primary cost element. Planning is done here, right? Now another important thing is that plan is done here, okay, with activity types. Okay, for activity dependent, for activity dependent, for activity dependent, plan is done here in KP06 with activity types. Now that activity types is associated with activity type, right? So this is associated to a primary cost element, is associated to a in relation with the activity type you are doing it, right? And this activity type is assigned with a secondary cost element. So I choose an arrow again. This is connected to a secondary cost element. Activity type in KL01 is connected to a secondary cost element. Thereby, the planned values, the planned cost are transferred to the secondary cost element upon execution of planned rate calculation in KSPI. Got it? So activity type is associated with a secondary cost element. That secondary cost element gets the planned costs are transferred to the secondary cost element upon execution of planned rate calculation. It's very important that you understand this link. Like this, you will find many links in controlling how each of them are integrated with material management, sales and distribution, or FI, etc. So please try to learn how these are linked with each other or integrated with each other. So that with that I have completed. Let me go back to SAP. So here you are seeing repair costs. Repair costs are common workshop and in the plant BB10. Alright. In BB10 there are multiple production center. Let me go back and create one more production center to make it easy for you. OKEON. Okay. Here BB10 is there. So I will say in BB10 I will make one more production center. Copy this. I'll call it BB10 GB 0003. Okay. I will call this welding. BB10B welding cost center. Okay. So here I will say Newton. Okay. Same profit center. I'm not changing the profit center. Done. Then I will call one more, instead of welding I will call it assembling. So copy it, BB 10 GB 0004. Right. Here I will call it assembling. So assembling cost center. Cost center. So assembly cost center. Save it. All these are. So this C is common cost center. I have repairs and quality. I can create one for marketing also. So repairs and quality, I will bring it through template allocation, which I will show it to you in another session. So now I have repairs and maintenance and BP10 quality costs. Now this workshop serves for all of these production cost centers, right? For all of these production cost centers, they are common. So at the time of executing a production order, the associated cost per order, let's say I'm producing for 1 hour, it is taking let's say 1.5 is the cost. So if I consume 3 hours here of repairs, then it will be 3 into 1.5, $4.5 will be the cost for one single unit. So that's how it calculates. We will see all the calculations, but for now I want you to understand in our production we have 4 different activities: cleaning, decolorizing, welding, assembling. I don't know which product is this that I am manufacturing, but I have given you an example where you have 4 different production concepts. So save this. Okay, that's all. So with this we come to an end of our session. So please practice it. Thank you very much. I have shown you the demo also. Thank you. Happy learning.